All right, this is the Ender 3 V3 SE 3D printer from Creality. Wish they had a better naming system for it, but there it is. This video is just a quick overview of the assembly, what's in the box. I'm not going to get into a big unboxing thing here, but let's cut to what you have inside of the box. Here we go. The printer itself will come in two big pieces, the base and then the arm that has the extruder assembly on it. Then you're going to see pieces like the LCD screen and then the spool holder as well. You're going to have all the tools that you're going to require to assemble this printer. Really, you're going to need the Allen keys, but you see there that we have the wrenches and other tools that you'll need for the maintenance of your printer. You will have the filament cutters or snips. You're going to have this declogging tool, which is kind of handy. It didn't come with the original Ender 3 Classic, but it was great to have it here for this one. You're going to have another replacement nozzle. It was a 0.4 millimeter, and you're going to have a little bit of filament there for your test print. And of course, your instruction manual. It does come with an SD card and an SD card reader that fits into a USB-A port. As you can see, this is going to require a little bit of assembly compared to, I know, some of the newer printers out there, which pretty much come assembled. There is a little bit of assembly here for the Ender 3 V3 SE. It's basically two main parts, the base and then the arm that houses the extruder assembly. And it's those two main pieces. Throw in an LCD screen that you have to attach, as well as the spool holder, and you're pretty much done by the looks of this. Now, this printer is packaged really well. You're going to see a lot of foam pieces in and around here. Just keep an eye out for the two foam pieces that are underneath the bed. I almost forgot about these, and it's easy to forget them because they kind of blend in to the printer because they're the same color. So just be aware of that. With that said, keep those foam pieces around. They are very handy to use as you assemble this printer because you can rest the base, or when you tilt the printer on its side, it's nice to have that foam padding there to help cushion and support your printer. So keep them close by. Okay, so what I'm doing here is I've removed the building plate, and underneath it is the magnetic adhesive, and you can see there's 4 screws. I'm just tightening the bed. It was a little wobbly. Listen, this is a great tip that I got from an assembly video from the Tomb of 3D Printed Horrors. I'm going to include the link down below as well. This was a great video, and if you're someone that likes to do a little bit more of a deep dive onto the assembly before you dig into this, it's another great video to watch. Some helpful hints in there, so I can't recommend it enough. Yeah, it's going to be posted down below as a link, so take a look at that if you get a chance. Another important thing to do is to set the switch on the side of the base. If this is going to be used in the US and Canada, if you're working off of outlets that are throwing out 115, 120 volts, you're going to want to make sure you set that switch on the side of the base. By default, I think it's set to 220. So just double check that and make sure it's set to the appropriate setting. It says this also in the instructions, but it's one of those settings that it's really quick to see and forget. You want to double check this. All right, this is the point now where I'm attaching the extruder arm to the base of the printer. And there's really only one way that you can see how this would fit together. It's nicely notched out, it slides in. And after this is where those pieces of foam come in handy because you will need to tilt this printer on its side and then attach the extruder arm to the base using screws, but you have to go at it from the underside of the base. So again, the screws that you will need are clearly labeled on the packaging in the bags that come with the printer, and it's 3 screws per side. Pretty straightforward. You're using one of the Allen keys that come with the kit. Now, on one of the arms, when you flip the printer back upright, one of the arms is going to require two additional screws that will help secure that extruder arm to the base, and you're going to attach these screws from the top. You can see here, it's just two screws, and it's just for the one side. So those are really the two big pieces that need to be attached together. After that, it is attaching the spool holder at the top of the printer. And again, it's a relatively straightforward process. And then after that, it's the LCD screen on the side of the printer. When it comes to the LCD screen, you're going to want to separate the screen from the holder, and it just sort of slides up and out of the holder there. It's much easier to attach the holder when it's empty, and then you can reattach the LCD screen after it's been secured to the frame or to the base of the printer. And again, the foam blocks come in handy. All right, once that LCD holder or mount is secured to the side of the base, you will need to reattach the LCD screen by sliding it into those notches. And then there should be a cable from that base that you will need to connect to the back side of that LCD screen towards the top. It is a notched connector, so there's only one way for it to connect, and it should snap in nice and easy, so don't force it. All right, and there's another cable to attach to the top of the extruder. It's a flat ribbon cable. You will need to separate the two clips that secure this in order for the ribbon to fit in. So again, you shouldn't be jamming this in there. You need to separate those two clips and allow that ribbon to slide in, and those clips should close in around it as you push it into the extruder. There is also a small clamp or bracket that you will place on top of that ribbon just to help secure it in place. It involves two screws, again with one of your Allen keys to help secure it. It's just there to clamp it. There shouldn't be a lot of pressure on this ribbon or on this cable because you don't want to pinch it or bend it. And once that little bracket is in place, just ensure that the cable coming off the top of that extruder is free and clear, and ensure that's not going to get pinched as it slides left and right along that arm. Now you will also need to secure the cable as it arches back towards the rear of the printer. And you can see there that there's a small little clip that you will just work that cable into, and it will just hold it there and secure it there so it doesn't move around on you as the extruder slides back and forth. Just two more wire cables to fasten. The first one's again towards the top there. It's just a simple clip that fits into the rear of that motor on the extruder arm. Again, there's only one way to secure this, and again, it should not be too difficult to push in there, so just be gentle with it. And the second connector is at the bottom on the motor on the base of the 3D printer. And again, a nice, simple, easy click in connector. So that's pretty much all I had to do to assemble this printer. Again, a little bit of assembly. Before you power it up, just ensure that you have toggled that power switch to the appropriate voltage, depending on where you are. And after that, just simply plug this unit in and power it on. Once it powers on, you'll see the screen turn on and it will prompt you for the language settings, and then go into the auto Z offset mode or calibration. Just know it takes a few moments there before things start to move around and click. At one point, I was thinking that perhaps something went wrong and I was going to have to restart it again, and all of a sudden the printer started moving. So just know that it takes a little bit, it will stop, and you might start to think that there's something wrong. Give it a few minutes, and it will go through the leveling and all of that, and before you know it, you'll be ready to start your first print. can see here it's starting to go through the calibration mode where it is going to auto level your bed. That is a fantastic feature. And once this process is done, you're going to be ready to do your first print. So this video is just, again, going through the quick setup and showing you what's in the box. I just wanted to get into the setup of this printer. If you've got an Ender 3 V3 SE printer that you're about to assemble, good luck to you. It's really not that bad, and I hope you enjoy it.